am at home, and I just pretty much spent all day in Chinatown on Mott Street, trying to more or less keep myself occupied. My job transferred me to Chinatown, and so I went over there to see more or less what it was about. But um, I'm wearing the Ryu T-shirt. I actually bought this for Kick Punch Blocks event, Saturday Night Spam Masters, which I hope it was successful because unfortunately I wasn't able to go. Um, but I went over to China. While I was in Chinatown, went to Mott Street, went to one of my favorite restaurants, martial arts supply store, and I went into Chinatown Fair because a couple years ago I went and they were shut down. I thought, oh my god, that sucks because like that was the last standing. That was like the last freestanding arcade in New York City. The only one that's left is like Dave and Buster's. I'm talking about where you basically where you were able to drop quarters, and granted they use tokens, but Dave and Buster's does that stupid point system that you have no idea how many points. You put money in, you have no idea how many points you have. You only know if you don't have enough because they don't let you because it won't let you play the game. So I hear that they Chinatown Fair had refurbished, and one thing Chinatown Fair was known for was all of its fighting games. I'm talking serious fighting games, not Street Fighter, any of the SNK, anything, SVC Chaos, Marvel vs. Capcom, Tekken, Soul Calibur, even I'm pretty sure they had Blaze Blue. There was so many different varieties of different fighting games that you could choose from because I remember back, especially in 2007 when I first got back from the Marine Corps. I had no idea this place existed. I show up, it'd be 7 o'clock at night, and this place is crowded with these guys just dropping token after token after token, for these fighting games. And I go back there now, and it, it's like they try to make it Chuck E. Cheese without the pizza or chairs to sit down. And, the place was always small, but then they got they got Guitar Hero up there, which I guess is okay. The Terminator Salvation shooter, and an I think it was Aliens, different Alien shooter. Granted, the original Alien gun game would have been a better choice, but then you got Dance Dance Revolution, the stupid punching bag game. The only two uh, fighting games, the only two fighting games they have are Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition and Tekken 6, and the alternate version of Tekken 6, whatever, Tekken Unlimited, something like that. I, I honest to God, could not believe it. And then the worst part about it was, I go there, I put $2 on a card, $2, okay, $2. I remember when, arcade, the coin ops went up to 50 cents. It was always 25 cents. Then I remember seeing Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition was 50 cents. I was like, wait a minute, my mom only gave me a quarter. She's not about to give me another quarter. How am I gonna play this game? I remember when it went up to that. I was like, psh, that's highway robbery. But I put $2 on the freaking card, and I swipe I swipe to try to play the game, and it tells me insufficient funds. I put $2 on the card, and it costs more than $2 to play a game. It costs that was just ridiculous. Then I asked the girls like, well, what happened to the Neo Geo? Because remember, the SNK coin ops, the Neo Geo coin ops had 4 games in one. You just press the button, and it would have stuff like a Bubble Bobble, which Puzzle Bobble, or Bust a Move, uh, which it was later known as, which everybody was big fans of. Um, Aerial Fighters, what was it? Like what was another one? Samurai Showdown, and then of course, any year for King of Fighters, you know, and uh, this she tells me that those weren't pulling in enough money. I I, I, I couldn't believe it. It's not some, I don't think that it wasn't so much that they weren't pulling enough money. I want to say that it's because of online gaming. Uh, when when that place was open, online gaming wasn't as prominent as it is now, and especially with the two, with the um uh, fighting games like I have Super Street Fighter 4 for my 3DS. Every once in a while, like I'll take on an internet match. I win or lose, still have a great time. But it's not the same as having somebody literally right next to you. I mean, there was a spirit. There was a spirit of camaraderie. When it came to coin ops. I mean, hell, Street Fighter was the reason why coin ops lasted as long as they did. Thanks to console games that like Mario and Legend of Zelda, which would take forever to beat, and you literally had to sit down. The first Street Fighter game, like I explained before, actually helped save coin ops, especially Street Fighter 2. And when SNK came out with Fatal Fury and all their other titles, and Mortal Kombat came out, coin ops clearly became more prominent. Then of course you had Samurai Showdown. Raises the bar. Okay, now you got to start using weapons. Then Toshinden Battle Arena Toshinden, the short-lived franchise as it was. That comes out, and Namco says, "Yeah, that's good, but we could do a hell of a lot better." They made Soul Edge, and so when that first popped up on the scene, man, the first 3D coin op, of course, was Virtual Fighter. First time I ever saw it was on the Nathan's on Central Avenue in Yonkers. Okay, I just got out of my sixth grade graduation. My father took me, my sister, my cousin Shantae out to Nathan's that day. We ate, and then he gave us money to play in the arcade. And first game I saw was, oh my god, it's Virtual Fighter. It was I was like, oh my, I was just blown away. Now, granted, those graphics are horrible, but I was thrown away at these polygon figures, and it was a fun game to play at the time. Granted, the more and more I got it into playing these games, especially once Marvel superheroes, Street Fighter Alpha, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom. Once it started, my gameplay started getting more mature as far as like the mechanics and the know-how and the fighting and all that, and especially there was a around the corner from my church there was this little Jamaican market that had two coin ops at all times, and one of them was a SNK Neo Geo machine. So it would constantly switch games out, and that's how King of Fighters 94, 95, then to went straight to skip 96 into 97, Samurai Showdown, Last Blade, Real Bout, Fatal Fury Special, all these different titles. You get to play, and me and my best friend Michael Dorsey, who's a columnist for Kick Punch Block, as well as the author of the book Chronicles of Ghost, A Long Week. And I have no idea how much money me and him spent going to Mr. Chow Chow's on Main Street in Getty Square, which that place isn't even there anymore. And man, yeah, even a couple times like go to Chinatown Fair. Um, I didn't know that SNK had basically had the rights for Double Dragon when the movie came out. When the movie came out, as absolutely awful as the movie was, they made a video game for it, but it was a fighting game, and it was a hell of a lot better than the movie. The art wasn't that good, graphics weren't that good, playability wasn't that bad. Playability wasn't that bad though. You know, it was a nice alternative to okay, the Street Fighter line is clear. You know, Street Fighter line isn't getting any shorter. Here's the SNK cabinet. Oh, we got four different options to to pick from. I feel I could do this. I could, oh, Samurai Showdown. Okay, great. Oh, it was just a great alternative when they created. This is like a this is a long forgotten, unknown fighting game, Rage of the Dragons. Rage of the Dragons was basically the continuation of the classic Double Dragon brawler, and the story behind it was okay, but the gameplay mechanics, because it was a tag team, just like X-Men versus Street Fighter. So pick two people to fight as and just go at it. And it was, oh man, stuff like this was always great. I think back to it, and um uh, I was always excited to go. It was like, okay, just ready to just spend more money. And now, thanks to online play, and you just slowly but surely, like nobody wants to go out anymore. Uh, Rumblefish was another one. First time I played that was in Chinatown Fair. I never heard of the title. They have the first game is available for PS2. I was shocked to see how they used. It was 3D yet 2D animation. I can't explain it. Look up Rumblefish on on YouTube. Rumblefish intro, or Fighters Generation. Uh, has basically information on almost every fighting game on that just about ever existed, even ones that never made it to the United States. And once she got into all that, uh, I was amazed at how, like I said, it was 2D yet 3D. And then what I loved about it especially was if you lose a match, your clothes obviously get busted up, but because it was always best 2 out of 3. So if you lose one round, your clothes get busted up. If you win that match, you go on to the next match. Your clothes are still torn and ripped up. So it's like the damage progressed. As you went on. So I thought it's like wow, that's a unique trait for for a video game. That's something that hasn't been done before, and it just never happened again. Uh, Soul Edge was for came out in the arcade. I remember when Soul Calibur came out for the arcade. That was awesome. I think that was the first arcade coin out that I ever actually beat. I never, like as a kid, I never beat Street Fighter, never beat Mortal Kombat, never beat any of the SNK games that I played. But the first time, like I actually played from the first match all the way to the end and beating the final boss. First game I ever did that for was Soul Calibur. I was playing as Mitsurugi. Uh, at the end of that, it felt I, I I was shocked at how accomplished I felt, even though I really didn't do anything big. But then came SNK, Capcom versus SNK, and on my SNK versus Capcom match of the Millennium for the Neo Geo Pocket. I wish to God, that that I wouldn't mind having a Neo Geo Pocket. I tried playing the emulator from my smartphone, and it was good. It helped. It brought back the nostalgia, but the gameplay is not the same because of the touch screen and the directional pad. It's a little off. Ah, man. Once games like once Virtual Fighter started coming out for console only, once Dead or Alive came out. Dead or Alive, I don't think ever hit the arcade. Never had a coin op. Ultimate, uh, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 didn't even try putting that out in coin op. Um, even Ultimate Mortal, none of the Mortal Kombat games, the new ones that are out now. Mortal Kombat 4 was the last one to be put out on coin op. Just slowly but surely. Just, like I said, the spirit of, because I remember so many times, especially in my old neighborhood in on Lake Avenue in Yonkers, which is a hop, skip, and a jump from Gordon High School. Where I grew up, it wasn't the ghetto, but it wasn't peaches and cream either. I lived right across the street from Gordon High School. I'm Puerto Rican in a predominantly racist Irish neighborhood. So you can imagine how rough you can imagine how rough it was. Now, granted, I look white, so that was the only reason why I was able to get away with half the stuff that I did. But trust me, it was like it wasn't it wasn't easy. But going down to wherever it was that you find out that, oh yeah, this store has an arcade now. Okay, so grab your money. Oh yeah, let's go play over there. Oh, this store got one now. Oh, they got this one. Oh, they got that one. And we're just just constantly stopping by. Okay, we got to get a quick game in over here and do this that this that the other. One interesting time, me and my cousin Sean go out and try to we're playing Street Fighter. These kids are throwing cigarettes at us because like we're playing, we got money that they gotta wait their turn, and they're just being a little impatient about that, and they got theirs at the end. uh and then the pizzeria picked up X-Men versus Street Fighter later, and there's so many different things that coin ops brought out in people, and just the spirit of the competition, especially when Marvel Superheroes came out for Capcom. I remember this new fruits and vegetable store. Once they put that up there, oh man, they had to get rid of it because they couldn't keep people out of there. Um, uh, the the deli that was my a friend of our stepfather. It was Sammy's Hotspot. The place, the deli isn't even there anymore. But the first time I saw Mortal Kombat was in that deli, and playing Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and they were attracting a lot of attention as well. Ah man, I, like fighting games, like to me, have always been the ultimate as far as the gaming experience. Um, Probably mostly because I'm a martial artist, and the fact that it's fighting, it is pretty much the ultimate contest between men. uh in the middle of a basketball game, it gets personal, guys start fighting. Middle of a baseball game, it gets personal, two guys start fighting. In the middle of a boxing match, in the middle of a mixed martial arts match, it doesn't get personal, and then they say, okay, there's a court across the street, we'll settle this over there in a game of basketball. That's unheard of. And but like for first person shooters, I'm not that good at. Well, you got these guys who just go through the scoping. Granted, I'm not that good at fighting games either, but I have a lot of fun with it. I can hold my I can hold my own pretty well against some good guy, some really good players that I know. And I above all else, I miss just the spirit of it. All right, and it hurts to say that that's the spirit of the arcade. It's just gone. It's just gone. And online playability, no HD graphics, could possibly bring that back. Anyway, I'm done talking. Have a good night.